Most relationships don't end because of betrayal, boredom, or lack of love. They end because attraction dies silently, slowly, invisibly, and long before either partner realizes anything is wrong. Psychologists call it the slow drift effect. Stoics call it the weakening of attention. It's the moment when the man stops being the man she once admired, and the woman stops being the woman he once desired. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but gradually, through tiny habits, small emotional shifts, and unnoticed changes in behavior. And here's the hardest truth. Attraction does not fade because of time. It fades because of comfort, neglect, and lack of inner growth. Most men blame the relationship. High value. Stoic men look at the patterns. Because the secret isn't that attraction dies. The secret is that most people stop doing the things that created attraction in the first place. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. Why do couples who were once obsessed with each other end up feeling more like roommates than lovers? Why does the woman who used to dress up for you now barely notices what she wears? Why does the man who once chased you with passion suddenly become predictable, lazy, or emotionally unavailable? Modern psychology reveals something shocking. Attraction is not an emotion, it is a pattern. Desire is not automatic, it is maintained. Love is not enough. Polarity fuels passion. And the reason attraction fades in long-term relationships is simple. People stop growing. They stop surprising each other. They stop being intentional. They stop being desirable. But the Stoics understood this centuries ago. Epictetus warned, when we stop mastering ourselves, we stop being worthy of admiration. Marcus Aurelius wrote, a man's character is his fate, meaning, if you let your character weaken, your relationships will weaken too. Today's relationships fail not because men don't love women, but because men stop being the version of themselves that women naturally feel attracted to. And women, they stop doing the emotional things that keep a man's heart engaged. This video will reveal the 8 real reasons attraction fades, backed by psychology, evolutionary biology, and Stoic philosophy. More importantly, you'll learn how to reverse it, how to keep passion alive, and how to build the kind of long-term relationship that never loses its spark. Section 1, the death of polarity. How comfort destroys masculine, feminine attraction. One of the biggest and most silent killers of long-term attraction is a loss of polarity. In the beginning of every relationship, polarity is strong. The man is more decisive, intentional, and driven. The woman is more expressive, receptive, and emotionally open. There is a natural dance of masculine and feminine energy that creates magnetic attraction. You don't force it. It just exists. But something strange happens over time. The very comfort we crave becomes a poison that kills desire. The man slowly stops leading. He becomes passive, routine, predictable. Not because he's weak, but because he gets comfortable. He stops being the grounded, masculine presence he was in the beginning. The woman, in response, starts shifting into the masculine, taking control, planning everything, fixing everything, leading because he no longer does. And once these roles flip, polarity fades. And once polarity fades, attraction dies. Women don't lose attraction because men become bad people. They lose attraction because men stop being the energetic anchor they once were. Men don't lose attraction because women change. They lose attraction because women stop being feminine and start acting like stressed, exhausted warriors instead of partners. Modern life makes this even worse. Bills, jobs, deadlines, responsibilities, they all push both people into masculine energy. And when both partners become masculine, the relationship becomes a business partnership instead of a romantic union. Stoicism explains this perfectly. The Stoics believe that a man must remain centered, disciplined, intentional, and emotionally anchored, regardless of external chaos. A man who loses his center loses his polarity. And a man who loses his polarity loses attraction. Marcus Aurelius said, "Stand firm like a rock that the waves keep crashing into." That is masculine polarity. Women naturally respond to strength, certainty, and presence, not control or ego, but inner stability. To revive polarity, the man must return to his masculine leadership, making decisions, taking initiative, setting direction, maintaining emotional composure, living with purpose instead of drifting. The woman must be allowed and encouraged to relax into her femininity again. When she feels safe, desired, and emotionally understood, her femininity naturally reawakens. Fixing a fading relationship often begins with fixing polarity, because attraction is not lost from lack of love, but from a loss of the energetic dance that created desire in the first place. Section 2, the comfort trap. When familiarity makes you invisible to each other. In the beginning, everything feels electric. Every touch, every message, every look holds meaning. You notice each other. You study each other. You desire each other. But over time, something subtle and dangerous creeps in. Familiarity. Not healthy familiarity, but the kind that slowly turns two lovers into roommates. This is the comfort trap. It happens gradually. Once the relationship feels secure, both partners stop doing the things that created attraction in the first place. The effort disappears because they assume the relationship will maintain itself. But nothing maintains itself. Not your health, not your finances, not your mindset, and absolutely not your relationship. The comfort trap kills attraction because it removes one of the strongest stimulants of desire, intentional effort. In the beginning, a man will dress well, plan dates, keep himself in shape, stay sharp mentally, flirt and maintain tension, talk in ways that spark excitement, bring surprise, curiosity, unpredictability. But in long-term relationships, many men slowly let the fire die, not because they stop loving her, but because they stop working for her. The same happens on the female side. She stops putting emotional effort, stops dressing up, stops showing appreciation, stops being emotionally open, not intentionally, just slowly, silently, unconsciously. The truth? People stop doing what they did to win each other, and then wonder why the magic fades. Stoicism gives a powerful explanation here. Epictetus taught, act as if every moment is a test. In relationships, every moment is a test of presence, effort, intention. Love that isn't nurtured dies. Passion that isn't fed starves. Attraction that isn't maintained evaporates. The comfort trap also destroys curiosity. When you assume you already know your partner, you stop exploring them. You stop asking deeper questions. You stop learning who they are becoming. And when curiosity dies, mystery disappears. And when mystery disappears, attraction suffers. A Stoic man avoids this trap by living deliberately, by continuing the habits that made him desirable in the first place. He cultivates discipline, direction, physical strength, mental sharpness, calm leadership, emotional presence. He doesn't relax into laziness because he understands that comfort is a silent destroyer. Similarly, a Stoic woman continues nurturing emotional connection, warmth, and femininity instead of letting routine harden her. Long-term desire requires ongoing action, not autopilot living. The cure to the comfort trap is simple but rare. Continue choosing each other intentionally every single day. Section 3, the silent drift. When emotional distance quietly replaces emotional presence. Long-term relationships rarely end with explosions. Most end with something quieter, something slower, something almost unnoticeable as it's happening. A drift, a small emotional distance that grows each week, each month, each year, until one day you wake up next to someone who feels like a stranger. This is the silent drift. It begins with little things. He stops listening with real attention. She stops sharing her inner world. He becomes absorbed in stress. She becomes absorbed in resentment. Both become absorbed in routine. Nobody intends for this to happen. It simply unfolds when life becomes heavy, busy, repetitive. What makes the drift so dangerous is that attraction is not purely physical. It is deeply emotional. A woman is attracted to how a man makes her feel. Safe, seen, desired, understood, connected, emotionally held. When emotional presence disappears, these feelings fade. And when those feelings fade, attraction follows. The silent drift is often caused by one thing: emotional autopilot. Two partners start living next to each other instead of with each other. They talk about schedules, bills, chores, but not about meaning, fears, desires, dreams. They stop checking in deeply. They stop asking real questions. They stop appreciating small gestures. They stop being vulnerable. A Stoic perspective reveals a powerful truth here. Marcus Aurelius said, "Be attentive. Attention is the root of emotional connection. Distraction is the root of emotional distance." Modern life pulls couples away from each other mentally, even when sitting in the same room. Phones replace eye contact. Scrolling replaces conversation. Work stress replaces emotional intimacy. Arguments replace understanding. Silence replaces curiosity. Before you know it, the person you once felt everything with now feels neutral. Not bad, not angry, just distant. And distance is death for desire. But the silent drift is not irreversible. A Stoic man rebuilds connection through mindfulness, presence, calm listening, emotional grounding, intentional conversations, leading with clarity rather than conflict. He becomes the anchor she can emotionally return to because he is stable, aware, and present. Similarly, a Stoic woman reconnects by expressing with honesty, empathy, and softness rather than assumptions or emotional shutdown. To reverse the drift, couples must become intentional again. Set time to talk deeply. Ask questions no one has asked in years. Share vulnerabilities. Create emotional rituals. Give attention like it matters, because it does. The spark fades when emotions fade. The spark returns when presence returns. The silent drift only destroys those who ignore it. Those who recognize it can bring back a flame stronger than before. Section 4. The weight of unspoken resentment. How tiny hurts become silent attraction killers. If emotional distance is the silent drift, then resentment is the silent poison. Not loud fights, not screaming matches, not dramatic arguments, but the quiet, almost invisible moments when one partner feels hurt but says nothing. A woman feels ignored, but she stays silent. A man feels unappreciated, but he brushes it off. A promise gets broken. A joke crosses the line. A need goes unmet. A boundary is overlooked. A mistake is repeated. A feeling is dismissed. These moments feel small, so small that both people convince themselves it's not worth bringing up. But Stoicism teaches us this. What stands in the way becomes a way. Marcus Aurelius, meaning, whatever you avoid eventually becomes the very thing you must face. Unspoken resentment is exactly that. It begins as a drop, then another drop, then another, until slowly, silently, a reservoir of emotional heaviness forms beneath the relationship. Women feel it first. She starts withdrawing emotionally, not because she wants to, but because resentment creates emotional friction. She laughs a little less. She shares a little less. She trusts a little less. She gives affection a little less. She allows desire a little less. Men feel it next. He becomes confused. He senses a distance but can't explain it. He feels like something is off, but he doesn't know what. Attraction fades not because the relationship lacks love, but because it now carries weight. Unspoken resentment is emotional clutter. It blocks intimacy. It blocks closeness. It blocks desire. Why does this happen in modern relationships? Because many couples prefer peace over truth, but they don't realize avoiding truth destroys peace. Stoicism offers the antidote: radical honesty with emotional composure. A Stoic man expresses his feelings without blame. A Stoic woman expresses her needs without attack. Both practice clear communication, vulnerability, emotional responsibility, mutual respect, calm, direct conversations, early correction before resentment grows. Resentment builds when you assume your partner should know. But no human, man or woman, is a mind reader. A healthy relationship is not two perfect people, but two imperfect people willing to say, "Something hurt me. Let's talk about it," before it becomes bigger. When resentment is cleared, connection reappears. When connection returns, attraction naturally reignites. Attraction doesn't die from lack of love. It dies from emotional buildup. When you clear the buildup, you clear the path to desire again. Section 5, the death of appreciation. How familiarity slowly destroys desire. There is a dangerous moment in every long-term relationship, a moment most couples don't even realize they're entering. It's the moment when what was once special becomes normal, and what was once appreciated becomes expected. In the beginning, everything feels electric because everything feels new. Her smile feels magical. His effort feels impressive. Her attention feels exciting. His presence feels reassuring. Her compliments feel meaningful. His touch feels intentional. But slowly over time, the mind adapts, not because the partner changed, but because humans are wired to get used to anything repeated. This psychological process is called hedonic adaptation, and it is one of the leading causes of fading attraction. Women feel this deeply. In the early stages, a man's small actions stand out. His compliments, his presence, his attention, they mean something. But as time passes, those same gestures lose their shine, not because she doesn't value them, but because they're expected now. And men feel it too. The things that once made him feel admired or desired start to feel routine, unnoticed, uncelebrated. What happens next? Both partners unconsciously stop trying, not out of laziness, but because the human brain only invests extra energy when it senses reward. When appreciation fades, effort fades. And when effort fades, attraction fades. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive." Replace alive with loved, and you've solved half the problems in modern relationships. Because appreciation is not automatic. It is a practice. Modern couples lose attraction, not because they are incompatible, but because they stop seeing each other. They stop noticing the little things. They stop expressing gratitude. They stop celebrating each other. They stop reminding each other why they matter. But here is the Stoic truth. If you want desire to stay alive, you must stay awake. A Stoic man doesn't take his partner for granted. He notices her efforts, no matter how small. He appreciates her presence. He compliments her not because he wants something, but because he genuinely sees her. A Stoic woman does the same. When appreciation returns, effort returns. And when effort returns, attraction naturally follows. Because the deepest human desire is shallow in words but profound in meaning. See me, value me, don't forget what we have. Attraction fades where appreciation ends, and grows wherever appreciation is reborn. Section 6, the loss of individuality. How becoming one slowly destroys desire. One of the most silent killers of attraction in long-term relationships is something society often celebrates: becoming one, doing everything together, being inseparable. It sounds romantic, but psychologically and emotionally, it is one of the fastest ways to suffocate desire. In the beginning of a relationship, individuality is clear. He has his life, she has her life. They merge their time, not their identity. But slowly, almost invisibly, couples begin to blend too much. He stops going to the gym because she prefers staying home. She stops meeting her friends because she wants to be with him. He abandons his passions to spend every free moment together. She loses her hobbies, routines, or interests to keep peace. And then one day, they wake up as two people who share a life, but no longer have a life of their own. Here's the hard truth. Attraction requires polarity. Polarity requires space. Space requires individuality. When two people become one, desire disappears, because desire requires a distance between two people, a space that creates longing, curiosity, and mystery. Stoics understood this deeply. Epictetus wrote, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life." Freedom doesn't mean leaving the relationship. Freedom means not losing yourself inside it. Modern relationships die when partners stop being individuals and start being copies of each other. Why? Because individuality is what made you attractive in the first place. Your ambition, your confidence, your hobbies, your discipline, your energy, your uniqueness. That's what pulled her into your orbit. That's what made her respect you. That's what made her desire you. When you give all that up, you remove the very fuel that created the relationship. A Stoic man avoids this by maintaining his routines, his mission, his physical discipline, his social life, his hobbies, his boundaries, his internal world. He doesn't rely on his partner to be his entertainment, his identity, or his emotional regulator. He shares his life, but he does not abandon it. And women feel deeply attracted to men who have a world of their own, not because women want distance, but because they want to feel that they are choosing a man, not completing him. A relationship is healthiest when two complete people choose each other, not when two incomplete people merge out of fear. The Stoic truth is simple. Love grows in closeness. Desire grows in sovereignty. A thriving relationship requires both. Section 7. The Predictability Trap. How predictability kills romance and how Stoic men revive it. Comfort is beautiful, but too much comfort is deadly. Every long-term relationship reaches a stage where both partners relax, settle in, and start to feel safe. Safety is important, but comfort becomes toxic when it replaces effort. In the beginning, everything is alive. You dress well, she pays attention. You flirt, she laughs. You plan dates, she invests in her appearance. You compliment her, she surprises you. Then slowly, comfort creeps in. You stop trying, she stops trying. Both partners settle into predictable routines. And predictability, no matter how peaceful it feels, destroys romantic energy. Desire cannot survive in predictable environment. The human brain is wired to desire novelty, challenge, and variety. When things become too routine, too safe, too expected, romance fades, passion disappears, attraction declines quietly. Women don't talk about this openly, but emotional and romantic boredom is one of the main reasons attraction dies. And comfort creates boredom faster than anything else. But a Stoic man approaches this differently. Stoicism is not about being emotionless. It is about being intentional. It is about living with awareness instead of falling asleep in life. A Stoic man brings consciousness back into a relationship. He refuses to live on autopilot. He understands that comfort is for the body, growth is for the soul, Romance is for the mind. So how does he avoid the comfort trap? 1. He keeps evolving. Women desire motion. A man who grows keeps attraction alive. New skills, new projects, better physique, better discipline, higher standards. As he levels up, the relationship levels up. 2. He maintains mystery. Mystery doesn't mean hiding things. It means having a life she cannot fully predict. Men who become monotonous lose polarity. Men who have depth remain magnetic. 3. He keeps initiating experiences, dates, trips, experiments, new routines, new energy. A Stoic man understands that romance is a practice, not a phase. 4. He doesn't get emotionally lazy. Laziness kills more relationships than arguments ever will. When you stop showing up as the man you were in the beginning, she cannot feel the chemistry she felt in the beginning. Comfort is the silent enemy of attraction. Effort is its antidote. The Stoic mindset teaches men to never surrender to autopilot, to remain awake, intentional, dynamic, evolving, because a relationship is not sustained by love alone. It is sustained by two people who consciously choose not to settle. You don't lose attraction in long-term relationships because something is wrong. You lose it because both people become too comfortable to keep it alive. A Stoic man doesn't wait for passion to return. He creates it. Section 8. Neglecting self-improvement. When stagnation dulls attraction. One of the most overlooked reasons attraction fades in long-term relationships is stagnation. When one or both partners stop growing, evolving, or challenging themselves. In modern life, comfort and routine can lull individuals into complacency. Work, responsibilities, and distractions take over, leaving little energy for self-development. When a man or woman stops investing in their own growth, the spark that initially drew their partner begins to fade. Stoicism emphasizes personal mastery as a foundation of fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Attraction isn't just about looks or charm. It's about energy, purpose, and vitality. A partner who pursues growth exudes confidence, independence, and magnetic presence. Conversely, stagnation breeds boredom, resentment, and emotional distance. Modern relationships demand more than shared history. They require mutual evolution. Here's why self-improvement preserves attraction. 1. Intellectual growth keeps conversation stimulating. A partner who reads, learns, and explores new ideas remains fascinating. 2. Physical and mental discipline signals health, energy, and self-respect, naturally maintaining desire. 3. Emotional development fosters patience, empathy, and resilience, reducing unnecessary conflicts and drama. Practical steps inspired by Stoicism. Dedicate time daily for learning, books, courses, or skill building. Maintain physical fitness not just for appearance, but for vitality and confidence. Practice reflection and journaling to track personal growth and identify areas for improvement. Set ambitious, meaningful goals and pursue them relentlessly. By continuously evolving, you become an ever-new source of admiration and respect for your partner. Stagnation may comfort the mind, but it kills the heart of desire. In modern relationships, maintaining attraction is not about grand gestures. It's about consistent self-investment. When you grow, your partner is naturally inspired and drawn to your energy, reigniting passion and connection. Final Stoic advice: reignite the flame and reclaim connection. Attraction in long-term relationships isn't a myth. It's a skill, a mindset, and a deliberate practice. It fades not because love is gone, but because attention, effort, and emotional intelligence are neglected. Stoicism provides timeless tools. Self-awareness. Know your needs, boundaries, and desires. Lead yourself before expecting your partner to follow. Emotional mastery. React consciously, not impulsively. Avoid resentment, jealousy, or unnecessary criticism. Gratitude and appreciation. Never underestimate the power of acknowledging your partner's efforts and qualities. Purposeful independence. Cultivate your passions, hobbies, and self-development. A fulfilled individual is naturally magnetic. Mindful engagement. Treat every interaction as meaningful. Presence is one of the most seductive qualities in any human connection. Modern relationships are fragile because distractions, entitlement, and complacency seep in. By integrating Stoic principles, you protect desire from fading. You learn to see your partner fully, respect yourself, and navigate life's challenges without losing attraction. Start today. Reintroduce curiosity and admiration into your daily interactions. Break routines with intentional surprises. Invest in your emotional and personal growth. Desire is not a passive force. It is cultivated through effort, awareness, and integrity. When you lead your own life, appreciate your partner, and master your emotions, attraction not only survives, it thrives. If you found this video insightful and want to master Stoic wisdom for relationships, personal growth, and emotional control, subscribe now. Join Stoic Desire, where we forge powerful, disciplined men who thrive in love, life, and challenges. Don't chase, don't beg, don't break. Rise, evolve, and attract naturally.